So I have a question. Is it bad form to say I told you so? As I predicted, bonds have now found their limit and are dropping big in the pre-market. Oil is also down. This has the equity markets headed up. Could be an actually pretty good day. Hezbollah, Iran, and others seem to be indicating that there's no inclination for them to take this war regional. This is definitely helping to calm markets. Tesla is up strongly in the early going, and that means that they're shrugging off two earnings calls this morning that had slight downgrades. This is Randy Kirk. If you like the morning show, this is a good time to show your appreciation or just hit like because you know it helps the algorithm, or hit it because, I don't know, you don't have anything better to do while you're listening. Later today, you're going to have both White and Wang, and they will have a debate. There'll be a separate debate. They won't be debating on the same stage at the same time, but we're going to talk about exactly what is going to happen with regard to the Gen 3 vehicle. Now, that might be over 2 days, or it might all be today, but that's all coming up. So you want to hit notify, and in order to use notify, you have to be subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know why not. And then join Patreon. That's always going to be a huge benefit, because the more people that help me produce the show, the more stuff I can do for the show. All right. Tesla is building a bunker. This is breaking news 2 minutes ago. Tesla is building a bunker-like building at Giga Austin to house Dojo. That's interesting. Of course, you know, these data centers, they use a tremendous amount of energy. They need to be in clean environments. But anyway, I'll find out more about this for tomorrow morning. This also just in from Bloomberg. You're going to like this. The reports of the demise of excess U.S. household savings were greatly exaggerated. Let me rephrase that different than what Bloomberg said it. People have been saying for the last week or 10 days that the household savings were drying up, that there's great danger that people are digging too deeply into their savings. I told you and told you and told you, the Bank of America said months ago, households have enough money in their checking and savings to last them through next summer, okay, through next summer. But now all of a sudden, government data apparently was incorrectly compiled, and they've gone back and taken another look, and they're like, well, no, it turns out that that Americans have hundreds of billions of dollars more in extra cash stashed away than previously believed. Not another. You mean the government makes mistakes in some of this data? Well, Citigroup says it definitely raises the prospects of a soft landing pretty significantly. The senior global economist from Citigroup, Robert Sokin, said he puts the odds of a soft landing at about 50-50 after previously viewing a recession as more likely than not. There's no recession. There's not going to be a recession. It has a little bit to do with the fact that Americans have plenty of savings and money in their checking account, but it has way more to do with the fact that there's productivity increases taking place right now and inflation going down strongly. Anyway, we've been down that road. Sokin reckons that households have about $1 trillion in excess savings remaining, a tally in line with a growing number of estimates. Really? How many months ago did I? Anyway, that's still large stockpiles some 3.5 years after the first fiscal rescue package may offer a cushion for the economy in the face of headwinds, including a surge in bond yields. No, bond yields are now headed down. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Fed speakers are filling the air with dovish comments this morning. However, the two that have spoken so far are heralding high Fed bond yields as a reason not to raise rates, that if the bond market is doing it on their own, they don't need to raise the rates. Well, why don't they mention the fact that there's zero inflation risk as the reason and let those yields come down on the treasuries and not try to yak them up? There are 11 more Fed speakers speaking over today or the next day or two. Yeah, okay. And then we've got CPI and PPI coming up. PPI tomorrow, CPI on Thursday. While we're talking about all this, why don't we take a deep dive into the Trueflation this morning. It'll take me a second, as always, to get the shared screen thing going here. I'm getting better and better at it, but I am still extremely slow at it. But here we go. All right. So as you'll notice, Trueflation is sitting at 2.46. The Fed should be thrilled. Yeah, it's not 2.0, but look at the trend. So we saw the trend come sharply down and then flatten out, and now it's heading down again. Now let's dig into where are the categories that are having difficulties or doing well. So you can see food and beverages, which is a major category, down, 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 whether it's quarter, whether it's week. Take a look at the overall trend. You can see here that, in fact, see this dark purple or dark blue one is always going to be the one we want to look at first. The overall trend year over year is actually deflationary. All right. Now, it's not going to be a case in every single one of these that we talk about, but you can look at the details. Food at home is only up 0.09. Food and non-alcoholic beverages, deflationary. Food away from home, very deflationary, although I can't tell it yet. Okay. Last time I went to a restaurant, I was blown away by how much it cost. All right. Let's go next to transport. Transport overall. Here's the dark one, right? Total. The total transport is up 3.74 over last year. So that would be a category that needs some help. Where is it all taking place? 100% and other vehicle expenses. So this would be things like insurance. Insurance is a lagging indicator because the price of used cars, the price of used parts, or new parts for cars, all that kind of stuff went up so much over the last couple of years. And so the insurance companies were paying much higher amounts in order to replace cars or replace parts and to repair damages than they would normally. Well, so now they're raising their rates based on that old information. As the used car prices are coming down, parts are now normalized in terms of supply. And so in the future, these rates should be coming down, but it is a lagging indicator. But if you look at the rest of the indicator, everything else is in deflationary territory with regard to transportation. Let's take a look at utilities. Utilities right here, you've got it. Overall utilities at 0.12, totally within the range the Fed would want it to be. We have electricity up slightly, water and other public services up the most, but being balanced by fuel, oil, and other fuels being so far down compared to a year ago. Then you got health. Health is, here's the purple line or the dark blue line, actually deflationary. It seems odd, doesn't it? Well, you got medical supplies are way up, but that's, again, product that was in disarray over the last couple of years. It is going to settle down. That'll be taken care of. Drugs, this one surprises me. I wonder what that's going on there. And then you finally have normal health insurance and medical services is actually deflationary. I am told that health insurance will be going the other way. So this is not going to be true going forward in the new year, apparently. Household and daily items, you've got the average over here. See, now this is an area where we're still seeing some inflationary activity. So 5.35, this is a category. It's not a very big category. Let's see what the total of percentage is 7.16% of the total number. So it is fairly significant. And so this would be one that's holding things up, and that's mostly in the area of household operations. I don't even know what household operations means. Does that mean the amount that we're paying for the cleaning lady to come in? I'm not sure what household operations are. Anyway, but the housekeeping supplies are down, and then household furnishings and equipment are barely up. I'm sorry, these are not as high. Housekeeping supplies not as high, and then household furnishings and equipment down, or just barely up. I'm sorry. And then we go to alcohol and tobacco. That is definitely staying in the mid-range. We've got clothing. These are smaller categories. Clothing staying in the mid-range around just under 4%. Communications also, that is very just barely up at 0.73. Education, barely almost within the range that the Fed is looking for. And then recreation and culture, we know that recreation and culture has been a category that has been harder to bring down. It's at almost 4%. I don't see that coming down. I think that the amount of money that people are spending right now on recreation and travel is going to stay up. Okay, so that gives you kind of an idea of where things are on all of that. Let's see if I can get back to seeing what I need to see in order to continue the program. Okay, so Morgan Stanley is out this morning with a new note on Tesla, reiterating their $400 price target. Jefferies cut its Tesla full year 24 EPS by 11% and their price target down from 265 to 250. No, there's no way. I don't know why they're cutting their price target for 2024. I can understand cutting their price target a little bit for 2023, but 2024 is going to be just fine. Thank you. UBS analyst Joseph Spack lowered his Tesla price target by $24 from 300 to 266. I'm sorry, from 290 to 266. He cited lowered China sales. Where does he get that? There's absolutely nothing to suggest that China sales are going lower, except for headlines over the last few days, which were erroneous. So I don't know. I don't get it. Okay. From Lars Lisdahl, he goes by on X, he goes at LYSDAH, 2 L's ARS. Okay. According to my sources, China domestic cell prices are $70 to $75 a kilowatt hour for LFP and $80 to $90 a kilowatt hour for NMC. This is significantly lower than BMI's weighted global cell price average of below $100. Note that the numbers are not completely apples to apples, but still interesting to compare. This would be right in line with my statement over the weekend about after LG Energy CEO said that there's a glut of batteries on the market and that other sources have said that prices are down 33%. You got it here first. And if you didn't see that over the weekend, what I said was this means that Tesla is potentially saving $2,000 per vehicle on their battery costs, not counting their advantage from the savings from the IRA. And I'm not talking about the IRA $7,500 that people get when they buy the car. I'm talking about the $35 or $45 that they're getting on the IRA from the making the cells or having the cells be U.S. made, and the $10 they get for putting it in a pack. I think you know about these things already. Okay. So this means the margins may be much better than Jefferies is expecting, which is why they lowered their numbers for next year. PepsiCo is the first major company to report earnings. I've talked to you before. This will be a big week for earnings, in particular banks later in the week. They had a beat and they gave great guidance this morning. So I've left this one for last because I don't think you guys are going to be surprised. The headlines all over the place over the last few days have been talking about China production numbers for September and voicing terrible concerns about the China numbers being down 11%. And those lousy headlines might have affected the Tesla stock price especially yesterday. Well, this is at least week-old news. I mean, yesterday was the 9th. On the 2nd, we were told, of course, about the overall numbers for not only September, but for the quarter. And everybody that knows anything about Tesla was able to back those numbers into primarily being about China's shutdowns. This is not news. And that might be maybe why Tesla's bouncing back up again today, is because people finally figured it out. I'm not sure. Anyway, we've also seen a bunch of headlines about BYD passing Tesla in unit sales. Well, it hasn't quite happened yet, but they're very, very close to being the same as Tesla in unit sales on BEV vehicles. And yeah, they're probably going to pass Tesla. As much as I love competition, as much as I'm sure you love to compete on everything and always want to be the winner at everything, the winning solution is not unit sales. And the winning solution is destroying the ICE vehicles and having Tesla make boatloads of money doing it. The TAM for BEVs, the total addressable market for BEVs, is so big that we need to applaud BYD for helping to fill the market's need. Volvo, Hyundai, Kia, and a bunch of Chinese makers are all going to help with the big price, and they will be making millions and millions of BEVs by 2027. Who knows if Ford and General Motors and Toyota and Volkswagen and some of these other big companies can survive, they might also be contributing millions, and we need to applaud their success. Anyway, okay, yesterday we had a video with Brian White on the current news around Cybertruck. It was a massive hit. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a card up here. And then I did one last night showing proof of the end of inflation. It was also very well received, but I'll also put that card up too. Coming up later today, Brian White will be coming out and talking about the semi-truck. We'll be talking about the Gen 3 vehicles. There are a couple of videos. There's a couple of videos with Brian Wang. He'll also be talking about semi-truck and about Gen 3 vehicles, and we have a number of subjects. These 3 additional videos will be out today and tomorrow. Not exactly sure the order, but you can find those by just hitting notify, and we'll tell you when they're up. Maybe tomorrow late afternoon, that will be when we'll have the 3rd of those. I'm not sure exactly when these things will be coming. All right, speaking of trucks, well, I don't have my prop. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me get my prop. I want to give you a longer, oh, no, we can't do that yet. Oh my goodness, I forgot. We need to look at the numbers. Where are we standing now? Okay, Tesla is roaring. It's roaring. It's at 265.5. It's up almost $6 a share this morning, with the market, the NASDAQ up only 51 and the Dow up only 36 at this point, down from where it had been earlier. So we got let me go over these in percentages, because a lot of you guys like it in percentages. So the Dow is up only 0.12%, NASDAQ up only 0.4%, S&P up 0.3%, Tesla up 2.26%. The Magnificent Seven is mixed, but everybody's around break even or up slightly. So then we got the Cathie Woods are mixed also, but primarily up this morning. Now, why would Tesla be up so strong, and why would all of these Cathie Wood stocks be up this morning? Well, generally that's going to be because the bond market is up. So let's go take a look, because earlier this morning it was definitely doing quite well. So let's take a look at where all of that is right now. We've got the Bitcoin down 213. They're in the low 27s now. That's still quite a bit up from that 26,000 where they were for most of the summer. We've got the dollar stalling, but still right at the top. We have gold up slightly this morning to 1868, but over the last 2 days, it's been up like 30 total as people rush to safety. On the other hand, silver and copper down, along with virtually all commodities. I read yesterday, the 3 commodities that are completely out of control are sugar, orange juice, and live cattle. Interesting. What's going on with, well, I know about orange juice. Apparently the hurricanes messed up the Florida supply this year. All right, now let's go on to take a look at the oil patch here. We've got oil down $0.50 at 85.87. This is where I've said for weeks, after the oil went crazy up into the 90s, I said, I think it's going to settle in the 80s. I would love to see it go back to the 70s. I don't know that we can get back down to the 70s without some substantial decision by the Saudis to release more oil. And then we have bonds, which are down under 4.7. That is a very good number at this point, 4.69 on the 10-year, down 9 basis points. Let's see if we can go and take a look at the 2-month is down barely, just barely down on the 2-month. We've got down also almost 10 basis points on the 2-year, and over 10 basis points on, I don't care about the 3-year. Why am I telling you that? But basically, what we're seeing is a strong movement to buy bonds this morning. Yields coming down, as I have said, they were out over their skis. They had to come down. And I am looking forward to the results of that. Now I want to talk about my little Cybertruck guy, okay? Oh, I suppose I should stop sharing, and maybe you guys would get tired of looking at the Trueflation. I'm so sorry. So here is the Cybertruck. This is the Cybertruck you can buy. You can buy them for $25 a piece if you buy them directly from me, or you can spend $29.95 on Amazon, where I'm selling them right now. $25 a piece. You just send it to paypal.me /Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. This little guy is really tough. I mean, it's as tough. It's 9 ounces. It is 3 it's 3 millimeters, right? Yeah, 3 millimeters wide. It is stainless steel. It is a magnet, so it can go up on your refrigerator. It's something you can take everywhere you go to open your bottles, wherever you happen to be. It's still football season, so this would be really fun to take if you're going to do a tailgate party out at the stadium. It is selling extremely well. Like I said, now most of my orders recently have been multiples, like 10 at a time. So if you want to buy 10, be sure and get in touch with me, because I'll give you a special price on that. It's roughly 10% off if you want to buy 10. And then, of course, you can get it for nothing, absolutely zero. Oh, and by the way, when you order them, please say stainless steel or camo. Here's the camo version right up here, right there. There's the camo version. And then if you want to get them for free, just join Patreon. There's millions of reasons to join Patreon. I'm putting up 2 to 5 news articles a day. The news has been scant the last 2 days. I think the news will start picking up again today, but I'm putting 2 to 5 articles up a day, along with my commentary as quickly as it breaks, as fast as I see the news that I think that's going to be valuable. I'm not putting up anything. If there is no news for the entire day, I'm not going to put up anything. I'm only going to put up something that I think is going to affect the market dramatically, not just like a little tiny bit, or that I think is going to affect Tesla stock, or Tesla in particular. Those are the kind of things I'm putting up. I don't want to fill your email up with notices that that I'm putting stuff up on Patreon. So I'm trying to balance that with stuff that I think you would find valuable. So if you want to join Patreon, you can join at the $5 level and get 1 free audiobook. You can join at the $10 level, get 2 free audiobooks or a Cybertruck. And in fact, today, I'm going to give you 1 free audiobook and a Cybertruck. If you join today, that's a 1-day deal. You get 1 free audiobook, your choice of any one of the 4, and you get the Cybertruck just for today. This is Prime Day. I have to compete. Listen, that's all I got for you, right? Oh, no, we want to take one last look. We always do that. We take the final last look because, hey, it's really fun today with Tesla up so strongly. So Tesla is now up 2% at up $5.45. That's where I'll leave you. It has been great talking to you.